Hello good people and welcome back to another math video. This time we're going to talk about how to calculate the volume of a triangular prism. Alright, let's get started. Remember, when we talk about calculating volume, really what we're thinking about is how much stuff can fit inside of a three-dimensional shape. For example, how much water can fit inside of this mug? Whatever that answer is would be the volume of this mug. A triangular prism is sort of like a triangular shoebox, if you could imagine that. So it's going to have a triangle right here on this end. Then it's going to have some long straight faces, and down at the other end would be a triangle, and we kind of couldn't really see this other portion because that would be on the back side. So that's why I'm drawing like a dashed line. But this would be your basic triangular prism. There's two basic ways to calculate the volume of a triangular prism. So the first one is to think about what is the area of the base and then multiply that by the height. So if we're thinking about it this way, I'd have the base of my triangular prism. I'm kind of like standing in my triangle shoebox up on its end. And I'm going to say, what is the area of this triangle right here? And that's the kind of the base. I'm standing it up on its end. And whatever the area of that is, then I'm going to multiply that by the height. And you already know how to figure out the area of a triangle. And the area of the triangle that we'd have to figure out for there is going to be that base times the height of that triangle over 2. And that would tell you the area of this shape. And then I could just multiply that by the height of the whole prism. And that would tell me the volume of this triangular prism. Another way to solve the volume of a triangular prism is with a similar but slightly different formula. The second way looks similar to our area of a triangle formula, but it just has one additional piece in it. And so for this one, we're going to take the base of the triangle, and I'll put a B right here for that base of the triangle. We're going to multiply that by the height of the triangle, which would be right here. And we're going to multiply that by the height of the whole prism. The height of the whole prism would be over here. And then we're going to divide that by 2. Either formula works. I happen to think that this formula is a little bit easier to think about because we're just thinking that we're going to put those 3 different lengths in, multiply them, and then divide by 2. So that's my recommendation, is to think about it this way. The volume of a triangular prism would be the base of the triangle multiplied by the height of the triangle multiplied by the height of the prism over 2. Let's do a couple examples. Alright, here's our first example. In this triangular prism, our triangle has a base of 4. Our triangle has a height of 3. And our prism has a height of 12. So let's plug those into our formula and work this one out. Remember, the volume of a triangular prism is going to be equal to the base times the height of the triangle times the height of the prism all over 2, or divided by 2. So now I'll do my substitution step. The volume of this triangular prism is equal to the base, which is 4, times the height of the triangle, which is 3, times the height of the prism, which is 12, divided by 2. Keep going with my multiplication. Well, I know that 4 times 3 is 12, so then I have 12 times 12 up top, and that is 144 over 2. Might need to work that out on the side. 144 divided by 2. 2 goes into 14 7 times. 7 times 2 is 14. Bring down 0, 4. Bring down, okay, 2 and 4 goes 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. So the volume of this triangular prism would be 72 cubic units. And I didn't give you an actual dimension like feet or centimeters, so I would just say cubic units. Okay, here's another triangular prism. In this one, our triangle has a base of 5. Our triangle has a height of 6, and our prism has a height of 15. So let's start to plug those into the formula. So the volume of a triangular prism is equal to that base times the height of the triangle times the height of the prism over 2. Let's do our substitution step. The base is 5. The height of the triangle is 6. The height of the prism is 15. And we have that divided by 2. So 5 times 6 is 30. So I'm going to have 30 times 15 and divide that by 2. That's a little big maybe to just be doing in my head, so I might work that out over on the side. Here I do it. 30 times 15. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 3 is 15. Holding 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 3 is 3. Add them up. 450. Okay, so then I'd have 450 divided by 2. And I might need to work that out again. 450 divided by 2. Bring down the 5. Bring down the 0. And that would be 225. And I didn't give you any particular units, so we would just call this 225 cubic units. That would be my final answer. Okay, let's do a quick recap. The first is just to understand what a triangular prism is. It's really like a triangle box. So it's going to have a triangle on each end and then those long straight lines connecting it. And the next is the formula for calculating the volume of a triangular prism. There are 2 different formulas. I think this one is easier, so this would be the one that I would recommend, and that is the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle times the height of the prism, all divided by 2. And that's it. Hope that helps. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.